Welcome to our church this evening. Our medium in church tonight is Brenda Hodgson, who literally has stepped in at the last minute over your lunch coffee, I think, wasn't it? Tonight. So welcome, Brenda. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
And online we have, waiting in the wings for everybody, Martin Quigley. So I will now ask Brenda to open for us in prayer, and that will be followed by the Lord's Prayer.
Shall I have one?
Right. Got you?
Yeah. If you join me in prayer, friends, I'll just wait for these people to the lady to come in. Divine Mother, Father God, We give gratitude for today. We give gratitude for the summer, for the beautiful blue skies, for the sunshine, and also the rain. We give gratitude for the light evenings and the light
I think we might have lost our link to the church there, friends. Let's just see if they come back in a moment. Just take them off the screen. Well, thank you for joining us all tonight. Just while we wait to see if that link recovers. Well, no, they've dropped out there, so we'll see if they come back. Don't forget, if you've got any names for healing tonight, please put them into the chat, into the comments. We will we'll read those out shortly. Just give us a moment. If not, we will go over to our medium Martin for tonight's address a little bit earlier than normal. But let's just give the church a chance to come back. We do have our healing Vesper that we can play out as we do always. Well, if you're regulars, then you would know that the next step in our service is to do the Lord's Prayer. So we can do that. So let's have the Lord's Prayer play out, and we'll keep on track as much as we can.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, for ever and ever. Amen.
Okay, friends. Well, I don't think we've got the church coming back, so let's do a short healing prayer, and we'll send out our healing thoughts to everyone here, everyone that's named in our Healing Book of Church, everyone that's commented on our post on Facebook earlier today, and of course everyone mentioned in our comments here. So let's read through them. So we send healing to Fiona, Jacqueline, Ria and Katrina, and Jacqueline's mum May. Continue to send prayers to you, Nick. Thank you for watching. I think that's everyone from our comments so far. So let's go into a minute's healing silence, and then we'll play out the healing Vesper. friends. But of course, healing goes out to those names that came in after our prayer. We keep them all in our thoughts. So to you, Karen, Jeffrey, Victoria, and your 9 cats, of course, in our thoughts. Kayla, your son Jamie, always in our thoughts, of course. Indeed, David Hunt. And of course, any names and healing books in any of the churches throughout the world, we come together to do those healing prayers for everyone that needs that healing, that love and light. All right, well, we don't have the church back, unfortunately, but we do have Martin, who's ready to go, I'm sure. So if we go to Martin slightly earlier and have get started with our evening. Martin, is that okay with you? If we come...
Certainly, guys. Yeah, no problem.
Perfect.
It's a bit of a bit buggy tonight, Rob. We couldn't get connected, and then
That's
started
right.
from the church.
We couldn't, could we? These things happen, unfortunately. But at the moment, we're okay. So I will hand over to you for tonight's service.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Good evening, guys. Nice to be back with you guys again. Strange old day. Like I said to Rob, I normally try and log in the usual way, and it won't have it. And then I missed the first few minutes, so I don't know what happened. Technical difficulties with the church, but I can't type as well because I'm using Explorer rather than Google Chrome. It won't let me chat to you on the typing. So good evening, everyone. I'm not being rude. Hello, Chris. Lovely to see you, Chris. So an address. I think really it's about life in general, really, and how sometimes we can go through this nice easy phase where everything's running smoothly, and then you get the days and the weeks that I dare say many of you in the room are going through. Today was a very strange day for me. Victoria, the wife, I'll say the wife, she for ages has been having a go about the garden tables and chairs. They're about 10 years old, functional, but wanted new ones. It's her birthday soon, so anyway, for her birthday, I said to her, "Do you want this thing?" So anyway, today was clear out the garden, get rid of the old table and chairs for the new ones coming. And then we've got a jacuzzi that we don't really use anymore. I suppose we've had it for about 6 years. It was lovely through COVID, when you're out there and you're not working so many hours and whatever. And I thought I'd be clever last September and put a load of logs in for the fire. Today we took the lid off, and there must have been a small leak in the lid. And unfortunately, most of the logs were these compressed wood logs, and they turned to dust. So rather than having one trip to the dump today, we were there 3 times. Just one of them things that you get. Some days you can feel it and it runs so smooth. You get out of bed in the morning, everything goes right, and other days, when you get out of bed, there's mischief happening. But we had one of them days today, and then the church had difficulties me and Rob have. One thing I will like to say though is I served Harlow GPCA last weekend, and I said similar to them. As a child, I was born to Irish parents, Catholic, so I used to get dragged along every Sunday to Sunday school. I always used to be really tired in church as a child, yawning away even though it was early morning. I suppose I didn't mind it as a child in a way. It wasn't the worst. And then when I got to, I suppose, 8 or 9 and really found football, then I sort of come away from the church scene, and obviously had spirit around me from a very early age, but couldn't put 2 and 2 together. And here we are now, regularly serving churches or whatever venues, and absolutely loving the journey. But the one thing that I said last weekend was, as a child, we don't realize or we don't comprehend words and things that are going on. It's not until you travel along in your life journey that you sort of like take it in. And one of the ones that I suppose stood out to me as a child was the Lord's Prayer, and it was that one line: "Deliver us from evil." And it's so apt now how in this day and age, and now I turned 50 on the 12th of June, how that line is so powerful. Because as a child, you just listened to it; it was part of the Lord's Prayer, part of the verse, and really didn't take it in. What I do now, and obviously working with the spirit world, having them around me day in, day out, week in, week out, sometimes very quiet and other times very busy, and then serving all the churches and centres and whatever else, knowing how blessed we all are, how powerful spirit are, and knowing that they've got all our backs. That one line, "Deliver us from evil," I just know that if there's anyone in the room going through strife, you've opened up your jacuzzi this morning, you've got half a ton of sawdust in there, and you've got to make 3 trips to the dump. Hang in there. Joking aside, life can be tricky and whatever else, but I always look at it as the game of life. I tell myself it's a bit of a game, and the way I look at it these days is that it's like EastEnders, really. We're all before we come, we're all given a role, given parents. You're going to be born white, black, whatever it is. You're going to be born in the UK. You're going to be born 30 miles from London. You're going to be born wherever in the world, and the road's going to be laid out in front of you. And you participate. We do our best in life. Most of us know what's right and wrong. Some people know what's right and wrong, but choose to do wrong. But life's very short, especially for some. And no one truly knows. And for me, no one's perfect. No one at all. I certainly wouldn't put myself in the perfect club. I try my best always. We can't always get on with everyone in life. But one thing I will endeavour to do is do my best always, and I aim to walk over the very thin veil between here and spirit, knowing that I generally give it my best, and I want to be able to look my mum, my dad, and all my loved ones in the eye. I don't want to be one of these people that puts their head to the floor when they're walking over that thin veil. And yeah, there is so many bad people in this world today. We've all got to do our best, help each other, whatever capacity, whatever small way it can be, because that line today really stands out. I'm trying to be positive, but I'm trying to be real. And the EastEnders, you're beamed into that role, in that position, and somewhere along the line, the show writers write us out, and we return to source, to spirit. And I wish you all the best, and wish that you can all give it your best, so that you all, and I hope to do it, we can all step over the veil and see our loved ones the other side, and hold a head high. I don't think you can ask for much more. None of us will get everything right, but as long as it's mainly right. Anyway, hopefully that means a little something to one or two of you in here, and I look forward to working with you and yours this evening. But yeah, always to take life like that. It's the game of life. We walk it, we do our best, and then one day we cross back over, and the rest of it is out of our hands, really. But God bless you all. And dear, I want to see my pets again. That's a big one for me. I've got so many dogs and birds on the other side, a bit like Dr. Dolittle or Ace Ventura, really. But yeah, they're all exactly the same as our loved ones. There's no difference. Your pets will be there. I just believe I don't like look at it as they're in a lower place or a higher place, that's for me is irrelevant. I don't believe any of that. I just know that I've seen my own dogs visit me after passing, and one of my parrots, and I know that they're just as relevant still in the afterlife as all our loved ones. So anyone that's lost animals as well, it will all work out in the end. Anyway, hopefully some of that made a bit of sense to you. And then we'll look to see where we're going this evening. Right, take life with a pinch of salt. Yeah, play the game. Play the game as best you can, Sarah Ann. I think we as humans really complicate things and put so many ingredients into the mix when really and truthfully, if you're making shortbread, it's just flour, butter and sugar. Keep it simple, keep life simple, and that's it. Too much in the mix makes a mess. Okay. Right, let's see where we're going to go. Are you still there, little lady? Right, I'll go with it. I didn't used to like doing this in the past, but I know that I had a lady just before Rob put me on camera that was trying to make herself known to me, and we'll see where we go with it and see how it goes. I know I've got a lady here that survived her husband. She feels like mum or grandmum to someone in the room, and I know that her husband passed first. I know that she set out some time, and I know that in her home or a home there was a chair that she used to sit in a lot of the time because she did make a good age, and I know that you witnessed her fairly small herself anyway, but you witnessed her shrink down a bit as she got to her older age, where the chair became bigger and she became smaller in the chair. I just know that she was in this chair and she looked quite small in the chair. And I know that the name Samantha, and I'm sure there was a she's taken it away from me. I know there's a Samantha that could be relevant around you or her. The month of December is relevant as well in my mind, and there was another name that I think it was she's trying to take it away. It was a J name, and she's trying to take it out of my mind, and I can't get it now. Does that make sense to anyone? So, right, Sarah Ann, my land, she loved that chair. Do you know the Samantha, Sarah Ann? Because I know that flashed into my mindset, and it must all be correct, Sarah Ann. She must have survived your granddad, and she was waiting around for a while to go back to him. And I know that the chair was very relevant, loving the chair. And I feel that she was a little bit of a character as well. What else have we got there? Right. Sarah Ann, what can you take? Right, December's relevant as well. Come on. And there would have been a Becky or Rebecca as well, I feel. Becky or Rebecca. That makes sense to any of you. I need to get to the right person. But I know the chair is definitely relevant. So Sarah Ann, this is a possibility. Do you know the Becky or Rebecca around you, Sarah Ann, or around her? So Claire Phillip, what can you take, Claire? Because Samantha's your daughter, not like that. Can you take the lady? You got the chair, so you have got the chair. Okay. And your date's birthday in December. Here we go. Right. So to John. Right, Sarah. Come on. Right. Right. So Claire and Claire and Sarah. I'm trying to focus in now. Do either of you make sense with the Joker in Batman? And I don't know why. I don't know if it's the smile or something. Someone just mentioned the Joker in Batman. So I don't know what's going on there. If there's some sort of love of the Joker in Batman with this lady or you or something to do with that. I just know the Joker in Batman is relevant as well. Here's my cousin's door. Cool. Yeah, that Sarah, that feels right. My granddad was the Joker. Right. Okay. My sister's better than Sandra. So I just feel, so Sarah Ann and Sarah Burston. Come on. Something else. Right. Do you know Morecambe and Wise? Morecambe and Wise. She's just put in my mindset Eric Morecambe and Ernie Wise. So there must have been some sort of memory. I just want to split the two of you now. No. Sarah Ann, do you know Eric Morecambe and Ernie Wise? Something to do with this? Right, okay. Let's rock with you, Sarah Ann. It was just hard because Sarah, the other Sarah, had most of it as well. Okay, Sarah Ann. So this is Nan. She survived grandfather, and you understand her shrinking down and having this chair, and I know you said you still got the chair. You watched that with her. Perfect. Okay. Right. Come on. Has there someone been unwell around you, like with the flu or something, like been really run down or something recently, Sarah Ann, or was that Nan before passing? But she's mentioning something about like flu symptoms or someone being very unwell and going downwards. Does that make sense? As I just try to connect with her. Someone around you being a bit run down, a bit low on energy and a bit rough. Sarah Ann. Nan was poorly, really like dropping down. Okay, stay there. It was almost like she said to me, it was like flu. I just aching, weak, couldn't do nothing. She understand her in the chair and everything else, being very weak. What is that? And I feel there was some degradation towards her sight, because as I tried to open my eyes felt quite sore and funny, and I just know there was problems with her sight towards the end as well. That makes sense. Nan was poorly. Yes, okay. Right. Would you have memories, Sarah Ann, something to do, or someone in the family that lives up north? I just heard like Burton-on-Trent. Where is that? It's somewhere up that way, I think. It's something to do with Burton-on-Trent. What's something to do with north? Cataract. Okay, perfect. I just know that she was mentioning bad eyes, something to do with her eyes, so that's perfect. And something to do with up north, Burton-on-Trent. It might not be specific, but something to do with up there, memories or someone up there going on. You know, like a little rubber dinghy. I was seeing a fella years back then. What, up that way, you mean? Okay. Sarah, I don't know why she's giving me this, Nan, but I just, you know, when you get a little tiny life raft or a little dinghy, and you're just sort of like floating around at sea or wherever you are, she's using it as an analogy. So I'm not sure if that's to do with the Burton-on-Trent sort of thing, and maybe jumping in the dinghy to get away from the fella or whatever else. I don't know what she means, but like a life raft or something to do with that. She flashed in my mindset there. Okay. Who's the T name as well linked, Sarah Ann? So it's Trevor or Tony. In my mind, would you understand the T name that she's just mentioning for you there as well? Okay. As long as you understand what I'm and your name's on about this, yeah. I just go along with her and play the game of mediumship. Do you understand the team name, Sarah Ann? That was Trevor or Tony, to be you or her. What is she after? Right. Do you know the line she's just put in my head? If it doesn't rain, it pours. So would you understand situations around you at the moment, Sarah Ann? I'm not sure if you understand the Trevor or Tony. If you don't, it's fine. But would you understand that why Nan's given me? Oh, you do. The thing. If it doesn't rain, it pours. And I just feel the situation around you from what Nan's watching is like you've got, like what I said at the beginning. You know, a few hurdles in life have come up recently, and you're having to try and navigate your way around. Because she's watching. That's what it feels like. Is that right? Would you understand it being a bit turbulent for you at the moment, Sarah Ann? Because that's what she's watching down, bless her. She's still a little lady, but she's all back together and all healthy again and fine. Yes, definitely perfect. So I know that she's just watching down and she's concocting what she can to improve things faster for you and move these obstacles out of the way. She's just shown me, you know, you get the hurdle runners and they jump over, and sometimes you get over and then all of a sudden you stumble and hit 1 and 2, and I just feel that's what's sort of like happened with you. That's the analogy she's using, but the finish line is not too far ahead. It's almost like what she's saying is you've run most of the race, so there won't be too many more hurdles in front now, and the finish line is approaching. Right, Sarah, the last thing, no, she's good, and I know there's a very jolly way to her, and she feels very energetic. I feel in her younger years she would have had a good battery, if you know what I mean, nice energy and a good battery to her. Come on, what was that you saying? Did you say there's a John around you, Sarah Ann? Well, do you know the Fine Young Cannibals? Have you ever heard of them, Sarah Ann? The Fine Young Cannibals? And it's that Johnny. I'm sorry. Why don't you come on home? I don't know what that is about, if it's just something specific about the song or whatever else, but that's gone in my mind, and I normally get a lot of music. So we have John around and in spirit. Perfect. Well, I just feel the John that's around, I'm not sure if I'm right in this, but you know when you get a light bulb moment? So I don't know if there's something going on around John. He's a bit stressed at work, or he's a fairly creative type, whatever else, but I just saw that this light bulb ping up. And I just feel that there's a gentleman, and now we've confirmed there's a John around you that I don't know if he's going to come up with some sort of invention. It might just be a way of changing his job or something. But I just feel that your name's on about something to do with him. And I don't know if the Fine Young Cannibals song means anything to you. Yeah. Yeah, keep an eye on John. Listen out for John. Listen out for what's going on. I know Nan is keeping an eye on things from Spirit side. And I'll leave Nan's love with you, Sarah Ann. Thanks for work on me. It took a while to get going, but God bless you. All right. Okay. Someone just shouted out, and I feel I've got a gentleman with me, and someone shouted out the name Derek, and something to do with the number 7. So I'm not sure if the number 7, he was one of 7, you're one of 7, number door 7, but it's something to do with 7. Normally I would get July for 7, but it's something to do with the number 7. So I feel like something to do with Derek, gentleman here, Number 7, cartwheels. I feel I'm looking for a female in the room, and there would have been memories of you. Do you mean now or in the past? Okay, both. So I feel what he's trying to tell me is that there's memories of you being able to do cartwheels when you were younger, and at the moment you've had some good news as well, because I feel like there's cartwheels going on now, or you want a cartwheel, but maybe you can't do it anymore. Katie said, my granddad is Derek. Okay, Katie, do you understand with your granddad the number 7? I don't know if it's the door number or something to do with that. The 7th of the month. And you can't do cartwheels, neither can I. But do you understand something about you at the moment? Real good news, Katie. Otherwise, I'm not with you, because he's on about wanting to do cartwheels. Like a piece of good news that's arrived recently, and he's watching Spiritualist as well. I've never even tried to do a cartwheel. I'd probably land on my head. So, anyone else take Derek? Something to do like that. I don't know if he's like the Derek, the man next door. I almost feel like it's something going on with the next door neighbour. Derek lived next door, or something to do with this at the moment. I just know this man. Right. I've lived in this flat for 7 years. Okay. Katie, would you know that there's something to do with one of your next door neighbours? Because I feel like there's something going on next door. He's on about next door. So I don't know if you've got a troublesome neighbour. Something to do with the neighbours going on at the moment. Like, I don't know if there's a bit of grief going on or something, some sort of drama going on. And he's on about the neighbours. So who have we got? You live in the flat for 7 years, my spirit. My husband's granddad was Derek, and we have issues with the neighbour, Jackie. Okay, let's get some more coming for that. Let's see what we're going to get more. Do you know you used to get, when you went to the seaside, you get that horrible pink rock, stick of rock? He's just showed me that for some reason as well. The teeth breaking stuff that you suck on for 5 minutes and then chuck it in the bin, or I would. Right, so where are we? Just hate my neighbours and want to move. Oh dear, Katie, that's not good. Derek died in July. Oh dear. Right, not making it easy now. So Sarah, you can take it, and Katie. Would any of you understand that being Italian within the family, or memories of going to Italy or Rome, something to do with that? Because I just know that that's relevant. So do Italy, or Italians in the part Italian in the family. Jackie used to let the cartwheel as a child. Right, so stay there, Jackie. Let's see where we're going. So who understands the Italian connection? Who understands that? So I'm not sure if it was like memories of a holiday with him, or there is part slight Italian in the family, because I know that's there. No, Katie, I don't think it is for you. Oh God. That's fine. That's fine. Jackie, your mum's been really sad. Okay. So Sarah and Jackie, I need to split the pair of you. I need to get this on. Really weird. Would you understand the August connection with either you or him? There's something to do with August as well. It's just flashed up in my mind. So it's something relevant in there between Jackie or Sarah, and I'm going to work with you then. digging as well. So I don't know if he used to dig or you've been digging in the garden, because your son is in August. Do you understand that the digging, Jackie or Sarah, something to do with you've been digging the garden or someone's digging? Because I just know that at the moment there's something going on with digging around as well. I don't know if this man used to dig a lot. Okay, you're the gardener. Jackie, I'm going to work with you. You've had virtually everything there. Thanks, everyone else. And let's just see where we're going to go there, Jackie. That was a tough one. Okay, so you used to be able to... Yeah, I'll wait me work tonight. Okay, Jackie, let's just work with you, because that seemed a bit at the end, and you're the gardener. You used to be able to cartwheel, but not now. Fair play to you. Okay. What is that? I don't get you. Snow joke. He said in my mind, snow joke, and I don't get what he means. Would you understand, Jackie, with him when you were young, some sort of thing mucking around in the snow joke? Just heard him say snow joke, and I don't know what he means. Come on, sir. And something to do with boots, Jackie. So I don't know if you've recently got new boots, new shoes, new boots, like, or something to do with his boots, but something to do with the boots going on there as well. I pushed his grandson, right, okay. And that'll be since his passing. So I just know, snow joke, watching down. He finds it funny anyway. Okay. Do you know the mamas and the papas, Jackie? You wear boots for work every day, perfect. Okay, do you know the mamas and the papas? He's putting this in my mind as all the leaves are brown and the sky is grey. California dreaming. For some reason he's playing that in my head now for you as well. I don't know if there's any relevance to you as well. So I don't know if you're a bit of a singer. You found it funny too. Well, obviously he's brought it up for a reason. So yeah, snow joke. He obviously liked it. Yeah, the mamas and the papas. All the leaves are brown and the sky is grey. One of your favourite songs. That's good. That's good there. But I feel there's something going on. Do you understand why I'm getting like late August going into September as well for you? And I know there is an August thing we said about earlier. But is there something to do with the late August going into early September relevant to you or Derek? Anything else there? Perfect. 28th of August. I just know it's right there. Going on there. Who likes the curries, Jackie? He's putting in my mind about curries, as in Indians and Indian food and curries. He took me to India, and I just, for some reason, took me to India. Then I think it's curries. Actually, you're the curry freak, are you? Okay, perfect. He's taking the mick now. I'm not sure if his stomach wouldn't take it, but he's on about Delhi Belly, and your younger son. So he's on about Delhi Belly. So I'm not sure if there's one other in the family, or he wouldn't like them. But I feel, you know, when you get a bit of the old Delhi Belly, and he's just joking around. So I feel he's quite a jovial fella, and still like this in the spirit side of life. Almost taking the mick, really, just wanting to have a laugh and joke and come through and cheer you up. You understand the need for being cheered up as well, Jackie, because that's why I feel the essence of him coming through and wanting to raise your vibration at the moment. That's what it feels like, Jackie, if that makes sense. And hopefully you haven't got a bit of Delhi Belly, but I feel there's another man in the family that might not have got on with it. So whether it was him or what. Yeah, Derek was tricked a lot by his wife. Thought he got genuine out. Okay. Okay. I wouldn't. Do you understand with him as well? Before I leave, that I see like a gentleman here that's sweating profusely and almost like got a fever. So I'm not sure if this is going back to the hot curries again or whatever, but you understand why he's giving me that, like a gentleman having a hot fever, the sweats and whatever else. Can I just see that there with him now? Where are you pointing to, sir? Okay. Do you understand? It was Aljan. Okay. Bless him. I just feel he's there like sweating profusely, and my ex-husband is dying, so might be just something like he's sweating, and if that's what the symptoms he's getting. Right. Done more. Wished he'd done more to help. He's saying, Jackie, that he wished he did more to help before he passed. He wished he did more to help before he passed. So I don't know if this man was quite a generous man, Derek, but I just feel he's the type that would like to do more and more and wanted to do more before he passed. Okay, time. Yeah, and I know time is of the essence as well. Not just me to move on, Jackie, but I feel time and keeping time was good for him as well. Yeah, and the last thing as I'll leave his love with you, Jackie. Thanks for working with me. I see him, but he's pointing. He's literally he's pointing at something. So I don't know if. Come on, sir. What did you mean? I specifically see him pointing. Okay. Right. Okay, Jackie. I'm not sure if you're aware of spirit around you yourself. If you are, and there's something in this, listen out and watch out for Derek, because listen out for this man, because I just know he's pointing and he's trying to like show you stuff, validations and more, if that makes sense. I can talk a lot of gobbledygook, but I just know he was pointing. He's trying to show you something. Okay. Sometimes, yes. Okay. Just know that he's around, Jackie, and he's trying to show you something. And it's between you and him. He wants to show you more. He's pointing. So just watch out for anything from spirit in the very near future, because I feel that he's going to try and show you something. Don't know what it is. It's between you and him. Thanks for working with me, Jackie. I must move on. But God bless. Okay, Jackie. Thank you. Right. That's really needed. Right. Okay. And I've got another gentleman joining me. I feel he was a bit grumpy when he was around, or he could be at times. He could be a little bit grumpy. He wasn't always jovial. And there's something going on here with snails. I don't know if it's the French connection with him or you, who I'm going to. And you know when you're kids and you muck around with the snails, and you shouldn't do it, but you put salt on them and they all fizzle. Terrible, really, when you look at it as your kids, what you do. It's given me memories of that. And I feel that there's, I'm not sure if it's him or you, has tried snails yourself. I couldn't even dare to have them on the plate in front of me. But something to do with snails is very strange. But I just know I've got a gentleman here that's given me these memories of snails. Maybe it was in France, or you've tried them yourself, memories of that. And I'm not sure if he had a stormy marriage or you've had a stormy marriage, because there's something since he, I feel it might be since he passed, there's something to do with your marriage, been a bit of a stormy affair going on, because I know that's been relevant, quite fiery, and whatever else. I always hate snails and worms. Oh, Nina, that's terrible. Oh dear. Nina, would you understand? My daughter and kids were racing snails. And sorry. Oh, it's terrible, Nina. Oh dear, horrendous. Right. I just feel I've got a Jeff around as well. Not sure if he's Jeff or there's Jeff linked around you guys, whether it's with a J or a G, I'm not sure. I know my father-in-law is Jeff with a G. Something about a very stormy relationship. Good evening, Corey. Good evening. Nina, can you understand any of that? About the stormy relationship? Jeff, so Karen. Okay, Karen. I'm just trying to see if Nina, Uncle Jeff, and yes. So you understand that what this gentleman's on about. Oh, yeah. Nina, is father in the spirit side of life? Is it father or father's father I've got here? Just feel I'm not sure. Father or grandfather? Right. And there must be some sort of granddad. Is that dad's dad, Nina? Dad's dad. Would that make sense? And I'm not sure what he's on about here. Would you understand the connections to Ireland? Okay, dad's dad, because that's what I felt. That's why I said I'm not sure if it's dad or dad's dad. Perfect. Would you understand something to do with memories of Ireland or Irish connections within the family? Yes. Okay, I'm with you, Nina. I need to work with you, please. Okay. Would you understand being something to do with like the middle of Ireland? I think it's like the Sligo area. Just that is coming to my mind. So there might be memories of you going there, or things you've heard about. But I just feel, for some reason, Sligo come up, and I'm Irish myself, born here. I don't really know that area. We're from the south. So here, South Ireland. We're my dad was Thurles, Tipperary, and my mum was Waterford. So I know the Cork, Waterford area fairly well. Beautiful when the sun's out. Lovely place. Right, Nina. Can't believe this thing about the snails. So that really stood out for me, because I just know that he was on about like this eating of snails and whatever, and mistreatment, which would have been you mistreating them as a child. So perfect. Right, the bread bin. Would you understand grandmother making bread? And I know it's a fairly well-known thing, but he's on about something to do with the bread bin, or making bread, being a memory as well for you with him and grandmother. You do. Something about the bread bin. Would you understand someone putting money in the bread bin, Nina, as well? Someone tucking a bit of money in the bread bin. Maybe it was Nan or Granddad, because it's something to do with tucking money away. And I feel the reason why he's on about tucking money away is that it's something you're either doing at the moment or you should be doing, if that makes sense. Possibly. I know that the older generation should tuck money under the mattress and everywhere. And the bread bin, it's almost like it. Yes, doing. I just know he's mentioning about step it up. Okay. He's mentioning about you're saving for this purpose, and he wants you to step it up. He's not trying to put you in inflationary pressures here. He wants you to get there quick. So I'm not sure if our grandfather was fairly wise. Not really, he says, not really. Yes, dear, and yes. I just know that he wants you to speed it up. Because you know, certain things come along, Nina, where you can hit, something can go, like the boiler in the house, or something goes, and all of a sudden you think, oh, I've got to dive into it. I just feel that he wants you to try and get ahead of yourself. I'm not saying your boiler's going to go down, but I just feel he wants you to get to whatever you're saving for. We don't need to know, and make sure you get there. It just feels like he's really pushing for you to do that. Would I be right in saying that he had quite a fairly hard time in his younger life? Would that make sense, Nina? Your dad's dead. Because he's on about walking in his shoes. Something to do with his shoes and walking in these shoes, like, yeah. It's almost like, you know, I just feel he was a proud man and liked to dress well, but I just know that things weren't so easy in his younger life. And it wasn't thrown on his lap. There was no silver spoon and stuff like that. And I just know he did the best he could with what he's got. And he doesn't want that same thing for you. I know it's not that way, but he wants you to have everything, because I know that he didn't have much early on, and you're still, they've got youth on your side, and he enjoys watching you from the spirit side of life and wants you to have everything. Wants the sun to constantly shine on you. Right, absolutely correct. He's putting aha in my head. You know that one from the 80s, Take On Me. So would you understand either grandfather having a bit of banter or stuff? You know, like when you have quizzes in the family, or okay. So I think mentally he was quite astute, if you know what I mean. He was quite knowledgeable, and I like playing quizzes, and I'm always having rows with my father-in-law, and but I just feel that this man knew a fair bit about the world, because he's on about that he'd take me on in a quiz as well. So I just feel that he was quite an astute man and knew enough, worldly wise, if you know what I mean, Nina. Yes, the aha song, but it's almost like, I don't know if there's something going on. Yes. I don't know if there's a little bit of something in between the family, something not quite right, a bit of sort of bantery, but maybe bitchiness going on, or something, like a little bit of competitiveness. Could be semi-healthy, but whatever. But he's just on about this. I don't know if that makes sense to you, Nina, to what he's on about. Because I just feel with him, he's saying, let everything go. Let everything go. It's almost like a saying he wants to say to you for a situation around you guys. Let everything go. It's not that important, whatever it is, and I don't know. But if you can take his words of wisdom from Spirit Side Life, because they see all, Nina, I hope I helped you. Seems a very pleasant man. Grandfather. And what else have you got? Do you know Tony? Do you know Tony, Nina? Well, I might be moving on if you don't. You are very welcome, Nina. Ah, perfect. Isn't that magical? Isn't that magical? Just as he goes, he just said, Tony. Wonderful. Anyway, much love from Grandad. Yeah. And that lovely how they work at times. Tony, his son. Thank you very much, Nina, for working with me. and I'll say God bless. Thank you. Okay. Who we got now? God, we've not had a man. Not gone to a man yet, have we? I don't think we're going to go to one yet either. Okay. I've got a lady here. I'm not sure of the name Doris or she's taken the mick. So I feel that with this lady, if there's not a Doris around her, do you know Doris Stokes? So there would have been a love for that, or there would have been spirit connection around her or you. I know that, and I just feel with you or directly around you at the moment, there's a change of job. I feel there's a change of job either happening, just happened, or coming up, because this lady's on about the different direction. Okay. Different direction, more money and more happiness. It'd be a little bit stressful at first. Does anyone understand, lady in spirit side of life, that either like Doris Stokes, spirit connection themselves, and where you are, and I'm going to go to sort of female in the room, where you're thinking about, oh, it's coming up now, moving jobs, just happened, or whatever else. Okay, what we got? Karen. Oh, hello, Karen. Wonderful, Karen. Let's see who else. Families. My nan is Doris, perfectly. Tennis coaching and mediumship. Wonderful. I know you serve Thundersleep regularly, Karen, and are well thought of. So nice to meet you virtually, Karen. I know we're friends on Facebook as well. So pleasure to meet you at last virtually, maybe one time in real life. Okay, Karen, this feels about right. Let's work with Karen. Let's see where we're going to go. Because I know, would you understand this job change, Karen? It's almost like I'm taking a little bit of a semi gamble by doing it. Because I know that. So you understand, Doris. Would you understand Doris is obviously in spirit, and would you understand there being some sort of connection or love to this as well? I know you're a medium yourself. Would you understand there being some sort of talk between you and her, and knowledge transferred between you and her, Karen? That's what it feels like. Just finishing level 3. It's been hard. Right, Karen. I just can see this like this sort of change, and I just feel it's going to give you a little bit more money as well, which you'd expect. And I know she wishes more for you, but I feel that you're doing all right. You know the term chump change? I don't feel it's just, I feel it's a little bit more to help you on your way, although with this inflation going around, Karen, it's not as much as it should be. Perfect. Okay, Karen. Yeah, I feel it's a really good move for you, Karen. I think it's one that maybe has been a little while getting traction. Do you understand that? You know when you get a tractor that's stuck in the mud and the wheels turn and they're trying to move? And I just feel it's something that's been in the process for a while, if that makes sense. Just taking this diversion, a slightly different avenue with it, or more of an expansion with it. So yeah. Right. Okay. So a Dave or a David as well, and it's quite common, but for some reason, Karen, Dave or David as well. Just in my mindset, just flustered in there. Do you understand there's someone around you recently, female, that's been embarrassed or had something happen where they turn red? They turn red. Taking me onto 3 weeks of national test. Oh, blimey. Oh, Dave's your husband. Doris, well done, Doris. Thank you, Doris. Bless her. Okay, brilliant stuff. She's a lovely lady, this Doris. You want me to get the wrath of her? I don't know if she's joking here. She won't get the wrath of her, but it's almost like a cheeky joke there with her now. So I don't know if this is Doris or yourself, Karen. Would you understand? I mean, obviously you're very intuitive, Karen, for what you do. She's saying a rolling pin grandmother, bless her, bless her. Yeah, yeah. My mum used the old wooden spoon on me when I was a kid until one day it broke on my back and I laughed at her. I think I was 13, 14 and she stopped using it again. Right. Mind you, I probably deserved it. Where were we going? Come on. She's on about ace up your sleeve. So would you understand, either you've always got an ace up your sleeve, or ace up your sleeve, I don't know if someone's had a tattoo as well, Karen. You know, like you get cards or something like that. I just feel like she was quite astute, always had an ace up the sleeve to get herself out of everything, or it's yourself. She's on about this ace up the sleeve. It's like the ace of spades. Ace of spades she's showing me. So I don't know if that makes any sense at all. Yeah, usually you get yourself out of a lot of trouble. Don't know what the ace is, Karen. Can you take that any way as well for something else? Come on, Doris. What you got? Who likes the birds, Karen? And I mean the feather type. Because I'm just seeing like birds flying away. She's showing me birds flying away. So I don't know if it's like doves flying away or birds flying away. Right. It could be to do with my brain. It could be, yes, yeah. That's me not cottoning on. All of a sudden, I've gone back to like the 80s now. Jimmy Connors, John McEnroe, getting right out of his box and shouting at the TV. So I don't know if Doris liked the tennis as well. But yeah, I'm going back to like the Jimmy Connors and the McEnroe days when there was real character. A bird company. When I just know I saw this about a bird, just boom, like that. Perfect. Ain't Doris good? I like Doris. She's very nice, Karen. Keep going, darling. That is what she's saying. I just heard her say directly from me to you. Keep going, darling. You're doing really well. Very pleased for you. Very proud of you. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah, Karen. There you go. Much love. Much, much love from Nan. She's wonderful. Really like her. Feels like a nice vibe. Much love. And very proud of you. Thanks for welcoming me, Karen. And I say God bless and hope to meet you in person in the future. And keep up the good work. Right. Where are we going to go now? You're more than welcome, Karen. Pleasure welcoming you. Pleasure welcoming you. Right, who are you? Who's this guy? Right. I've got a fella now that's trying to join me. And in my mindset, and I know it's coming out now, it seems a bit strange that he'd be doing one at his age, and I'm not being ageist or whatever here, but Harrison Ford's just making a new, or has made a new Indiana Jones. But I've got a gentleman here that's on about putting my mindset like the original Indiana Joneses back in the 80s and 90s. So I just feel there's some sort of love and appreciation for them films and cowboy films as well. Because I know there's the whip there in Indiana Jones, but would have liked cowboy films in his day as well. And I feel whoever I'm going to has had some sort of work done recently, and he's on about wasn't done too well. So there's been cowboys still around, not just on the TV he's on about. Someone who liked to have things done the right way. I just feel it's dad. I feel it feels like a dad to someone in the room, and I feel that someone's had some work done and it wasn't done how it should be. And he's on about the cowboys, but he would like the cowboy films. Something to do with Indiana Jones as well. And I feel that Father, when he was here, had connections. So he was well connected with people. Sarah Ann, me and your partner watching the old one now, bless you. Okay. Connections. My dad and mum had trouble with phones. No, it's connections in people. That's what I feel. I don't think I'll be, no disrespect, Sarah, I don't think I'd be going back to you for a second time. So I feel it's someone else that I must be going to. I know you're watching it now. It could be, I could always be wrong, and us mediums can be quite a lot wrong. We just interpret it wrong. But I just feel something to do with Indiana Jones films, cowboy. Since Father's passed, you've had something going on recently in the last 6 months where some sort of work was done and it wasn't great. Yeah, he's on about it's not just cowboys in the films. He's watching one or two work. Karen Gibbons, your dad loved the cowboy films. Karen, have you had something done recently? I don't know if it's like a home, like the boiler or the washing machine fixed or something to do with that, and it wasn't done quite well, and it packed up shortly after to be replaced or something to do with that. That's what I feel. And the Carry On films, I had this last week. Sid James, I had this last week. The name James and the Carry On films. Karen. Don't like those two. Come on. Where are we going? Fraser. What do you mean? Come on. Anything the name Fraser, or sounds like Fraser, mean anything to any of you linked to some of the information? Rachel Webster. My father-in-law loved cowboy films. We had an issue with the water pump. Then I had to put it right. Okay. Rachel and Karen. I don't know what Fraser. Rachel or Karen, I want to split you in. It's going to be really weird. Would you understand father-in-law, since passing, you've seen him, or you thought you saw him, or you've seen him? D Hunt. Okay, D. I'm going to find out, but I just know that what this gentleman's showing me, you know when you're shaving, you've seen him. Okay. My husband's stepdad loved cow. A lot of work outside that's all gone wrong, and you've seen him. Rachel or Karen, can you catch that? Right. Okay. Fraser. No. Right. It's got to be. I'm going to whittle this down now because it's either D or Rachel. Stay there. Something to do with, because as I'm seeing in there, it's something to do with shaving as well. Can I work with you, D? Sorry, everyone, but I just feel, I know D coming later on, it just feels to me that it's going on there. So you can understand, Dee, that since he passed, you've seen him. I just feel there's something going on there. And I'm not sure if it's, would you understand there being something about his eyes? I don't know if his eyes were quite intrusive, quite stand out with this man, with your stepdad. If there was a certain way, he had quite a stare to him or something to feel. He loved Fraser. Oh no. Oh no. Right. Had odd eyes. This is, he loved, I just heard Fraser as well. That's really weird. So Rachel, let me just confirm this. You must have seen him since he passed. Stay with me, Dee. Right. Okay. As Rachel, you had everything, even the water pump, getting someone else in to do it. His eyesight as well, because I know he's on about his eyes, something very significant there. And Fraser, because I could hear him say Fraser. And the only Fraser I know is Joe Fraser, the boxer. But Fraser, I never watched that. Right. Sorry, Dee. Sorry, Dee. That's my mistake. Rachel, can I work with you? Right. You see him regularly. Okay. Would you understand he had a semi-serious look to him at times, Rachel? I don't see him there sort of like juggling and smiling away all the time. Don't know if there's something. Hang on. Would you want? Thanks, Dee. I really appreciate it, but it's just sometimes we get a little bit confused and got to tweak it. Your hubby has seen him once. Perfect. You've seen him regularly. So, you know, I'm saying about this sort of semi-serious look. I feel I maybe need to expand on that. Would you understand something going on serious around you at the moment with a male? So I don't know if there's some sort of something building up, some sort of like concern around a male that's directly around you. Yes, the semi-serious, but mellowed when he met me apparently. Perfect. Would you understand why he's given me the serious side? But it feels like it's an analogy of something going on now around you with a gentleman. That there's something going on that he's watching from Spirit Side Life, and he's trying to get involved with. Obviously, they're only allowed to do what they can do. I just feel there's something going on, a concern. Yes. I'm not sure if it's a health concern or work related, but I just feel there's a concern linked around the male around you at the moment that he's watching on with as well. Do you know Dan or Daniel as well? I heard the name Daniel, and then also I had Elton John playing my ear, and it's Daniel, my brother, that one. Do you know a Dan or a Daniel? Something to do with Elton John, so it might be just to do with the record or Elton John, whatever, but it's that Daniel one going on there, Rachel. Does that make sense in any way? I know he's playing it in my ear. So maybe there's a love for Elton John. Yes, father of his great gun, Dan. Okay. Perfect. He's doing well, bless him, he's doing well. Who's away with the fairies, Rachel? Is that you? Away with the fairies? Have you seen fairies for real? Because he's on about the fairies. Perfect. My brother from Notch makes sense. Something in them words as well. That one there playing away. Away with the fairies, Rachel. Would you understand having seen fairies? Or you're away with the fairies? Because he's on about asking about the fairies. Fairies. What can you take with that, Rachel? I know you've seen spirit, but I don't know what he's on about there. fairies. Can you take what he's saying about? Ah, he would say that. Love him. I introduced him to World of Spirit. Well, you got that one right, he said, laughing. As I read this, he said, well, I'll give you that. You got that one right. So maybe there was a slight dryness at times of him, like, but in a comical way, if you can understand, because he just paused and he went, well, you got that one right, with a thumbs up. Yeah. Love's coming back at you, Rachel. Love's coming back at you. He's saying to me, crack on. This is his words for you. Crack on. Don't let nothing get in your way. Crack on. Crack on. Don't let nothing get in your way. So I don't know if there's something getting in your way at the moment, for stopping you walking forward, moving on. Crack on. Okay. Yeah. Now, I don't know if the name is a strange name, Barney. Yeah, Barney. Fred and Barney Flintstone. What's something to do with that? Barney. What do you mean by Barney? So I don't know if there's a guy that sometimes is a little bit scruffy, doesn't always shave every day, gets himself a bit whatever. I don't know what's going on there. Gets himself filthy, stuck in, very manual working. I don't know what he's on about in Barney. I really don't know. And Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble. And tomato sauce. Who puts loads of tomato sauce everywhere? Tomato sauce. Tomatoes, tomato sauce. Ah, Crack on Barney is your brother's nickname. Ah, bless him. Very good. And something to do with tomatoes or tomato sauce, Rachel, is his ear. He's really enjoying it. He doesn't want to go, but he's going to have to go because hopefully I've got time for. Oh, I haven't. I think you're the last one, Rachel. Tick tock. Something to tomato sauce or tomatoes. I don't know if to do with him. But you've done really well and all, Rachel. It's a pleasure working with you. And I know that Tom Sauce me. He used to laugh at that. I just know he's showing me like that's it, tomato sauce. Weren't you blessed? I'm blessed to be able to work with you guys this evening. And hopefully, even if you didn't get a reading, that you can see the power of spirit at times. And absolutely blessed to be able to do this work with you guys. And hopefully, you all got something from it. And certainly, your loved ones that communicate this evening, I'll thank them for their fantastic effort. And I look forward to seeing you guys again online and in church. And yeah, thank you, Rachel, and everyone. And I wish I could get around to all of you, but obviously it's not possible. But hopefully I'll see you all in the future and give me the chance to work with your loved ones. We're all blessed, guys, and it's been my pleasure.
Great, thanks, Martin. Well, we do have Frank's cards that everyone can take something away from, and then we'll come back to you for a closing prayer, if that's all right. Super. All right, friends. Well, as Martin was saying there, it's been a lovely evening. Good to get around to some people, but we can't reach everyone, unfortunately. But that's why Frank from our church draws 3 of his animal cards each week, so that everyone can take something away. So let's see what Frank's got for us this week.
Good evening. Our first crystal this evening is the rose quartz. And with that goes the card for the bluebird. This card is all about happiness, prosperity, success and fulfillment, and positive recognition for a job well done. It says everything is working perfectly now, and there is a return to more vibrant and healthier times. The Joyful Sun card is the perfect place for the bluebird to sing his happy song. The appearance of this card symbolises success that is either impending or has already been obtained. The bluebird can also indicate brilliant new ideas that should now be pursued. Bluebirds flit across the sky in an airborne dance of celebration. They represent joy in its purest form. And draw attention to all who see them. Likewise, your accomplishments may create a situation where you're more in the public eye now, or at the very least, you will start to gain the recognition and admiration of your peers and friends. The bluebird's presence serves as a reminder that life is a wonderful thing, and that with dedication and commitment, your dreams really can come true for you. And when we look at the card, we once more see our friend the butterfly, the perfect symbol of transformation and new times ahead of us and better times. Also on the card we have the sunflower, also a symbol of good times and happiness, and the bright sunshine coming through from behind them. I hope that's a very good card for somebody. I like that one. Our second crystal this evening is the citrine, and with that goes the card for the rose-breasted grosbeak. This card says there is a need to heal emotional wounds and allow sadness to fade with time and seek comfort from others. Whether you are human or part of the animal kingdom, sadness is part of life. But don't go through the healing process alone. Reach out to those who love and care for you. Let them help. Let others who have experienced what you're going through offer their compassion, their wisdom, and the experience they have gained from the past. You may need to take a little time alone to be sad, and make sure you begin to work your way through the emotions very soon. You'll heal from this loss, and in doing so, be stronger than you've ever been before. This card also indicates a need for you to be there, maybe for someone else who is hurting. The rose-breasted grosbeak are beautiful birds with the red crest in the shape of a heart right in the middle of their chests. For this reason, they represent healing. Healing from heartbreak, healing from emotional pain. A reminder that time can heal all wounds and that joy will come back into your life when the time is right. The grosbeak asks you to forgive and practice forgiveness to yourself and to others. Because until we release the past and that which has hurt us, we cannot move on to pastures new. I feel that is very good advice for someone listening tonight. Our third crystal this evening is the amethyst, and with that goes the card for the Maine Coon kittens. This card says it's time to make a choice. It's time for a decision. Stop overthinking and start to listen and accept guidance. Decide what it is you want to do. The failure to do this is keeping you from moving forward on something that may be a very important issue. It may be that you are spending too much time thinking in your head, when in fact what you should be doing is listening to your heart. Maybe more research is needed, so get busy. Also set a time limit for how much longer you're going to wait before making your choice. Mancoons are beloved for their sweet, smart and adorable nature. They are also very big. Amongst their most adorable features are their ears and their paw. Do you need some advice to help make your decision that you're putting off? Do you need to do some legwork and collect the additional information you need? The Mancoons are also known for having water-repellent fur, and water symbolises emotion. Are you thinking too much about this decision when you should be listening to your feelings instead? On our card we see 7 Mancoons, all of various ages. The smaller ones need all our attention and all our help. So this card is telling you it is about setting priorities and deciding what order to do things in. And then we see the slightly older Mancoons. Now they are capable of looking after themselves and doing what they need without your help, but they still need you there as a guiding hand. And then we come to the more adult cats. Now these are the ones who think they are now all wise and know it all. But maybe they are like people around you, your friends, your family. And they've reached this stage. So now maybe the time has come to gently remind them that you're still there for them and you have a lot of knowledge and wisdom which you can impart. 3 very deep, meaningful cards there, I think, with a lot of advice and a lot of help for people. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Lovely, thank you, Frank. All right, friends, let's bring tonight's service to a close. We'll go back to Martin for a closing prayer, and then I'll play out the closing Vesper. Thank you, Martin.
Cheers, Rob. Divine Spirit of Father God, we give thanks for this evening, for the love and memory shown, knowing that all our loved ones, and I mean all our loved ones, even if we didn't get readings tonight, are never more than a thought away, always having our back, egging us on to do our best always. Until next time, good night, God bless. Amen.
Well, a big thank you to Martin Quigley, our medium tonight online, for that wonderful service, all those messages. Thank you so much, Martin. Thank you also to Brenda Hodgson, who was our medium in church, and Brenda stepped in really, really late in the day, just today actually. So thank you, Brenda, for stepping in there and taking the service in church. Thank you to Frank for sharing in church. Thank you to Peter for the Bible reading, and thank you again to Frank for your cards at the end there. Hope everyone has a wonderful week ahead, and hope you can join us back here on Sunday, 6:30 again, for another service. But until then, take care. Good night.